never mind. Alright, but we're going to talk about trade today. So, I got some more graphs. This is a country that does not partake in trade. This is their supply and demand graph for what I'm going to call widgets, which is an imaginary good. Alright, supply and demand, look at that. Alright, supply as always is upward sloping. You got demand. CS stands for consumer surplus. The area of the triangle CS represents, essentially, think of it as goodness to consumers. Consumer surplus is the difference between what consumers would pay for a good and what they are paying, right? So like if I would pay $10 to go penguin hunting, but a penguin hunting license only costs $5, then I have a consumer surplus of $5. Because that's how much, that's the difference between what I would pay and what I've been charged. So producer surplus, this triangle, and that's essentially goodness to consumers, is the difference between what producers pay to produce a good, what it costs them to produce a good, and what they're selling the good for. So here's the market clearing price in this country, and there's your just standard supply and demand graph. But let's say we open this country up to trade, and widgets on the global market sell for less than they do in this country. I'm going to call the country Mycolopia, because this is my video and I can do what I want. So then we have a situation where the country imports, because it's cheaper to import than to buy the good at home, right? So before the good was imported, consumer surplus was triangle A and producer surplus was triangle B and C. After opening up to imports, consumer surplus is triangle A, B, and D, and producer surplus is triangle C. So producers lost B to consumers, and the net gain in goodness and surplus was triangle D. So if consumers, what is the word? If consumers help producers out by giving them some of the goodness they gained, then everyone could be better off. But that's really probably not going to happen because people are self-interested. Right? But if the world price of the good is higher than producers of widgets in Mycolopia are going to export, so they can make money. Because everyone likes to make money. Especially me. Export. So before before the good was opened up to world trade, A and B was consumer surplus and C was producer surplus. After opening up the market to trade, triangle C, B, and D represents producer surplus, so they had an increase in surplus, and consumer surplus decreased from triangles A and B to just triangle A, from area A and B to just triangle A. And the net change in total surplus was D. So in this case, if producers compensate consumers for their loss, then everyone could be better off. But again, it's very unlikely that's going to happen because people are self-interested. So in both cases, trade can make everyone better off, but it's probably not going to. And the net change in surplus, or goodness, is positive. So goodness is gained. So trade is good. We like trade.